I guess just take from that, just pay attention. If you're too stupid, if you're too gullible, I suffer from those problems. I'm a people pleaser. I want everybody around me to be happy. I hate social friction. I don't like when my friends are upset or something's bothering them or whatever. I usually take what people say at face value until they've fucked me over about 20 times. And I'm crying right now. I'm crying because I'm weeping because this is so heartbreaking. And no, this is not heartbreaking. This is not something to get emotional over. This is the mental and lifestyle equivalent of how to clean up dog shit in your yard, okay? And it's a skill that some people have to learn. Some people are good. Some people can just, they decide that someone is a negative influence in their life, and it's like, peace, see you later, we're done. Like, I guess it comes easily for some people. I'm the exact opposite of that. And if you're a beta male pussy like me, it's probably the same for you. But no, that's not true. It's not related to being alpha or whatever. Nick, I would imagine, has sort of a similar thing because he's a high testosterone guy, but he's very people oriented, and he would never. I don't know what it would take to make him say "fuck off, see you later" to somebody like that. So to some people, it just naturally is difficult to do that. And when someone is charismatic, likable, they give you endorphins. They being around them sometimes is exciting and fun and positive, but on the whole, they are just like an abusive, flaming train wreck of a person. You have to kick them to the curb. So that's and that's literally a superpower. When you get those people out of your life, you become more effective, you feel better, you're healthier, you live longer, you're happier, which means that around other people you're more positive, you're better to be around. Like, there really are people who can just turn you into a fucking golem by how shitty and venomous they are, whether or not you realize it on the surface layer, how venomous they are inside, or how venomous the end result of all their actions over time compounded is. Coexist sticker over there on the Fiat 500, very nice. And I don't think, maybe some of you would disagree with me on this, but I don't think that means you have to have crazy high standards for people. I like and appreciate and hang out with stupid people who are sort of mental in ways that don't damage the people around them. Everybody. You can be friends with whoever you want to be friends with, but if being friends with somebody is like just being in a constant emotional torture chamber, wise up and get them the fuck out of your life. Because it's not going to change. Okay, you're not going to talk to this person and magically have them go, "Oh, what was I thinking? I treated them so badly. Oh boy, I better change my act." That's not going to happen. And that's an ego trip right there, because you think to yourself, man, if I could get so-and-so to readjust the way they treat people, it would be like really big, because basically they'd be doing it for me. So they'd be sort of changing their whole personality to stay with me because of how cool I am. Not going to happen. You're not cool enough to make that happen. The only thing you can do is cut the fucking cord. But really, this is probably something that like 75 or 85% of you are just like, yeah, I already knew that. Why is he telling me something I already knew? And then another like 10% of you who are people like me, who are just too fucking dumb to say no to people, too dumb to be fine with disappointing someone or letting someone down or giving someone the axe, okay? You're so stupid, you've never done that before. This will be a life-changing tip. That is a life-changing tip right there. Now, a few pointers. When it's time to say goodbye, bye-bye to these people, don't make it into a big thing. okay? Don't even make it into a thing. When you're dealing with someone who doesn't respect you enough to ever give you a straight answer, that means you don't need to give them a straight answer. You don't need to go to them and say, look, man, I think you're a really cool person or whatever, but it's time we went our separate ways, man. Like, that's what you would say to somebody that you have respect for. That's what you would say to somebody that's treated you, somewhat decently. And that is not what you say to this person, okay? You don't say anything to them. You let the relationship taper down over time in the least damaging way possible. You don't go for revenge. You don't go for a big fuck you. You don't write them a long email. Hey, dude, I think what you did's real shitty. Fuck you. That's not what is that going to get you? All right? Listen. When you're dealing with people who have respect for you or love you or are just good people or are decent people or are even people you've just met who you don't have any reason to suspect that they're pieces of shit, I would say absolutely be on your best behavior. Do everything and say everything in good faith. Don't be manipulative. But when you're dealing with somebody who is a constantly detonating hand grenade in your life, that is no longer a person. That is an object. You're dealing with an object, and you have to deal with this object in the most beneficial way to you possible. And that is typically by just slowly becoming a ghost. That's it. That's it. Writing a long, vengeful missive is not going to get you any points, okay? You're not going to be a badass for writing a really scorching email, okay? The only thing they're going to have is something that they can screen cap and show other people to show how unhinged you are, and it'll set them off, and they'll take it personally, and they'll do something to put gum in your hair, okay? These are not the types of things you want to be getting into. When people flip that switch in your circle of people, when people flip the switch from being human beings to being NPCs in a video game, and there is a time when that happens, okay? As bad as that sounds, that means it's time to treat that relationship like a bomb defusal. And usually that's overkill. Usually that is overkill. Usually you don't need to treat social relationships like a bomb defusal, okay? And sometimes you do. Sometimes people will be butthurt enough that you no longer think they're good enough for your tribe, that they will get you an FBI interview or whatever it may be. They will do something to fuck with you. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you'll write an email. Sometimes you could write a big email. Hey man, I'm really upset about what you did. Fuck you. I think you're a piece of shit, awful person, etc., etc. Here's 2 pages to show you how little I care about you. Right? Sometimes you'll do that and nothing will come of it. Usually you'll just get an answer back that's equally insane. That's 2 pages long and that'll be it. But sometimes you'll have people, who decide to show up outside your house or call your work or whatever it may be. So it never pays. You'll almost never regret not saying something. There's like 4 times when that's not true, and you'll know it. Okay? You'll know when you're gonna regret not saying something. Usually you're not gonna regret not saying something, so don't say something. Okay? Say as little as possible. Keep them guessing. 48 Laws of Power. How to be a psychopath. Copyright Cody Cigar. That's the cops coming to stop me from dropping these world-altering truths on you.